Hey guys, it's Joyful Gamer here, and today we are doing this what if Izuku was trained by Sub-Zero, Scorpion, and Liu Kang. And remember, that is the order that Izuku is gonna be trained in. I'm not gonna say like, oh, Liu Kang is gonna be last and he's gonna be the first to train. No, I'm going by the order that I named them and the way the title is. So pretty much, if you remember, the last what if is when Izuku and his dad are going to somewhere, let's say pretty much over the North Pole, let's say, because it was a bit more clear. But then there was a storm villain that was fighting against Raiden, pretty much, and they were having this intense fight, and the storm villain accidentally pretty much knocked the plane down. With the only survivor from the plane is Izuku, and his dad did sort of survive, but actually was more hurt than Izuku. And pretty much they were found by the Lin Kuei, which is Sub-Zero, and then pretty much Sub-Zero trained Izuku on how to use the ice, and pretty much Izuku kind of thought that they were being attacked and went to the quote-unquote intruder, which was Scorpion, which was testing out the alarm system and pretty much just playing around with Sub-Zero. And Izuku caught the interest of Scorpion, and Scorpion asked if he can train Izuku also, and Sub-Zero said it would be interesting for someone to have both ice and fire. It's never been done in Lin Kuei for both Shiraryu and Lin Kuei. And Scorpion thought it was also interesting, so pretty much he decided to take Izuku with him. And Izuku was okay with it too, because he gets to learn how to protect people that he wants, and he learns how to be more powerful too. But he's also the humble Izuku that we know. He's not like someone that shows off his powers. He lets people. He doesn't like talk or boast anything about himself. He's still the humble Izuku we know. And pretty much, Scorpion does the same thing. Fire tornado to teleport. Well, yeah, kind of like teleport there. With Izuku, like, just kind of confused, saying, "How did we? What?" With Scorpion just kind of chuckling, saying, "It's okay. It's one of my techniques, and it helps us get to point A to point B much quicker." With Izuku saying, "So when will I start training?" With Scorpion saying, "Tomorrow. Today I'll just show you around the Shiraryu." Pretty much Izuku, and also Scorpion told him that he can keep on pretty much the Lin Kuei uniform, or you can take it off. It's your choice. With Izuku saying, "I think I'll keep it on, so people won't think I'm an intruder or anything, but they'll still think that I am." So pretty much, Scorpion was walking around with Izuku with the Lin Kuei outfit, and pretty much every other Hashira kept looking at Izuku walking next to Scorpion, and one of them actually there to attack Izuku, which Izuku just saw and instantly blocked and then dodged, and pretty much just pushed him back, just sweep the leg and push him back, pretty much. With Izuku saying, "I'm not an intruder. Master Scorpion decided to take me here." With the guy saying, so sorry." With Izuku just putting out a hand saying, "It's okay, don't worry about it." With the guy saying that Izuku isn't a bad person, and he's pretty humble and kind. He doesn't boast about his power, he doesn't say anything rude to others. He didn't even... And pretty much, that guy just kind of, off the bat, respected Izuku from, like, the beginning. And pretty much, Izuku just looks around saying that this is a nice view. And Scorpion says, "Yes, it is. A lot has happened through this." With Izuku saying, "What do you mean, if you don't mind me asking?" With Scorpion saying, I was the last Hashira a long time ago. This place was extinguished to ash about 10 years ago. With Izuku saying, "Oh, I'm sorry." With Scorpion saying, "Don't be. It happened. Not you didn't do anything. Besides, I already took vengeance on my clan and my family." With Izuku saying, "What do you mean?" If with Scorpion saying, "Well, my family was murdered." With Izuku saying, "I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. You don't have to keep going if it's uncomfortable." With Scorpion just chuckling, saying, "You are a very kind young man. But I will still continue with my story. At first, I thought it was Scorpion with Sub-Zero. At first, with Izuku saying, Master Sub-Zero?" With Scorpion saying, "Well, it's not the same Sub-Zero. I thought it was his older brother, which was named Sub-Zero. Bihan." With Izuku saying, "Bihan? I didn't know Master Sub-Zero had an older brother." With Scorpion saying, "He did, and I thought he was the cause of murdering my whole entire clan single-handedly. But no, it was all a vision." With Izuku saying, "What do you mean?" With Scorpion saying, My clan wasn't murdered by that man. It was murdered by someone, which I shall not say the name, because if I say it, I will go into a bit of a rage state." With Izuku saying, "You don't have to explain more. I understand what you did for your clan. I understand because it's like your family. You would do anything to keep your family, or you would do everything. Nothing will stop you to get revenge for what they did to your family." With Scorpion saying he's being surprised that a child his age is wise beyond his years. With Scorpion saying, "Aren't you a wise one, young one?" With Izuku saying, "I try to be." So, is this your favorite part of the whole entire place? Pretty much what Izuku asked. With Scorpion saying, "Yes. If any time, rage is something that you should learn to control and also let go, because rage is something that's not healthy for you. And I went through hell to understand that feeling. Just know, your feelings sometimes you should understand your feelings. Don't try to control them or stop them. Just let your emotions happen. But try to stay conscious. Try not to let your feelings control you. Let your feelings happen, but don't let them get out of control. Do you understand, young Izuku?" With Izuku saying, "Sort of." With pretty much Scorpion kind of teaching him a bit of a lesson, mostly about emotional stuff. Like, don't let emotion control your actions. Sometimes you have to have a clear head to make the right decision. With Izuku saying, "Okay." And Scorpion says, "Don't get me wrong. It's not wrong to be emotional in the moment. I understand. Sometimes it happens. But you can still have that emotion, but try to think. Don't try to run head first into it. Think smarter. Be more logical of your attack or anything." And then we skip to the next day, with Izuku waking up and was told by one of the Hashiras that he has to go to a training ground for where everyone else goes. Well, and then Izuku says, "Thank you." He still wears the Lin Kuei outfit to show that he's from the Lin Kuei and trying to learn under them, almost like a transfer student like that. With pretty much everyone in the Hashira, he looks. Some of them look like they're older, pretty much like they're in their teens. Some look like they're adults still learning, and some look like they're almost his age. If I remember, it was like 7 where I last left it. Well, mostly like people his age actually just sit on the bench looking on what the others do, with pretty much Scorpion just saying that everyone, I like you to meet a new student joining. He is from the Lin Kuei, and gonna he's gonna be you can say training with us for a bit. With one of the Hashiras saying, may I ask why, Master Scorpion? With Scorpion saying, well, he caught my interest. And besides, it's a new era. And I thought maybe we can do joint training with the clan of the Lin Kuei, and the Hashira may join forces one day. You understand? With the Hashira saying, yes, sir, pretty much, and respecting his decision. And one of the Hashiras pretty much says, sir, is he someone that's rude or anything? With Scorpion saying, oh, no. I understand why you may think, but no, he's not rude. He is very humble. That's what I learned after fighting him and also speaking to him. He has a rough past. He's you can say a bit of an outsider from the Lin Kuei. He's not from the village, but he has a lot of potential. Even I see it, and all of you may see it as well. With then Izuku just walking in and then just bowing and says, I hope to train under you, and I hope to learn from you, and also learn from this training. Thank you for letting me join. And everyone just surprised that a 7-year-old, if I remember that's the age, from Lin Kuei actually studying under them, with one of them saying, sorry, Mr. Scorpion, but this may sound rude, but why is a child doing here? With Scorpion saying, like I said, he may not look like it, but he has potential. Trust me, and if you believe it or not, he was able to stand up against me pretty well, and also Sub-Zero. Something tells me he has a bright future. With the Hashira surprise and pretty much Izuku learning the basics of some of the Hashira moves and pretty much the defense style, with Izuku was able to pick up pretty quickly. And everyone else of every other student was able to see this, and they saw why Izuku actually caught the interest of Scorpion. It's because he was able to think quickly and also thoroughly, and also was able to pick up on some of the moves, stuff like that. And he also mixed some of the Lin Kuei and also moves of the Hashira. And then pretty much came a bit of a test, where for each, you know how there's flames for Scorpion? I was just thinking maybe they were able to get that, but it's almost like chi, but for Izuku it's going to be different. For Izuku, pretty much, there was going to be a bit of a test, and each person that was ready was going to do the test. Most of them failed, but some of them were barely able to pass. And the way this test works is pretty much going to the underworld and able to, and don't worry, none of them die or anything, because Scorpion is there to monitor them if they can control it or not. So pretty much the way it works is you have to almost take a bit of a small flame and then try to make it part of you. And some of them, and for some, the people that succeed, it's pretty much it looks like the color changes. The fire of the color changes. It's it can turn white, blue, and sometimes if it doesn't change, it just turns black, and that's a bad sign. I know and pretty much it kind of starts to burn the person's hand if they fail, which Scorpion just takes them out of there and pretty much takes the fire and throws it back into the the underworld. That's the best way I can think of. So Izuku can get the fire ability from the Hashira or Shiraryu. I don't remember how to say the name. So pretty much, when it was Izuku's turn, let's say pretty much like 3 more years pass, and this is when pretty much Scorpion thought of maybe bringing someone to sea with him, and he thought of someone that can actually help, and that's when Liu Kang comes in. He pretty much told Lord Raiden if he can bring Liu Kang here to see a special person, with pretty much Raiden asking who this special person is. Raiden, pretty much, Scorpion asks one of his Hashiras, to summon Izuku, with pretty much Izuku appearing in the temple and seeing Raiden for the first time, saying, Master Scorpion, who is this? With Scorpion saying, this is Lord Raiden. He's the one that is able to protect Earth for sometime, for a really long time. But sometimes he has to do some other things that may help but not devastate everything. Sometimes he has to protect the Earth realm from other realms, because if they get out of hand, things may plunge into chaos. With Izuku saying, oh, and he pretty much bows to Raiden and says, thank you for protecting the Earth realm, and I will try to do my best to not let you down for when I finish my training. With Raiden being kind of smiling and saying, I know what you mean by him being too humble. He's nice. He's a nice young man. Now I see why you want Liu Kang to meet him. I feel like they can get swimmingly. With pretty much Scorpion saying, good. His test will begin next week. So I will, if it's not too much to ask. With Raiden saying, it's fine. I shall ask Liu Kang. With pretty much Scorpion just bowing and saying, thank you, Lord Raiden. And Raiden teleports away. With Izuku asking, why was I summoned here? With Scorpion saying, you did a good first impression. With Izuku saying, what? With Scorpion saying, well, it's because I summoned Raiden, so we can see the champion of Mortal Kombat. With Izuku being, well, let's say throughout these 3 years, Izuku heard stories about Liu Kang, but he was never told his name. And also, like, the fight with, pretty much about Scorpion and Sub-Zero actually fighting together against people from Outworld that were, like, corrupted, like, pretty much. And also and some rumors about Liu Kang and Katana Khan pretty much lovers. And I know you guys saying, Katana Khan, isn't that like from Mortal Kombat 11? I'm just gonna switch it up, saying that pretty much, I forgot, Kano? No, not Kano. What was it? Wait, let me search it up again right now. Wait. Sorry, wait. Oops, I accidentally pressed it. So pretty much, Izuku, and through these 3 years, has been told stories about Shang Tsung, Shao Kahn, and everything. And he's extremely surprised that nowhere else has been mentioned about Outworld and the other realms. And Izuku's like, but how do they win with these people just bending the rules? With pretty much, well, that's what Izuku thinks. And then pretty much, Izuku just doesn't think about it now because there's no Mortal Kombat right now. And then then we skip to the next week for the Izuku's test. So then there's going to be something different for Izuku. Since he's a special case, I'm going to do a little something for Izuku. So pretty much, this is where Raiden appears, and alongside Liu Kang. Let me show you the picture of Liu Kang. So pretty much this is how Liu Kang looks like right now. So Liu Kang appears and pretty much sees Scorpion with someone, and he just says, "Hello, Scorpion. I accepted your invite, and I am very thankful for it." With Scorpion saying, "Hey, please, you are a guest. You don't need to bow." With Izuku saying, "Is this the champion?" With Scorpion saying, "Yes, he is, very much so." And the protector, next protector maybe. With Raiden saying, pretty much, and pretty much Izuku's like amazed and pretty much asks, saying, "So how did you get the belt?" Like pretty much questioning a lot. With Raiden kind of laughing and Liu Kang too, because of curiosity, and Izuku's like, "Oh, sorry," that habit of just curiosity. With Liu Kang pretty much saying, "It's fine, it's okay, young one. You don't have to apologize. Curiosity is okay." That. So, are you the one that's called Izuku? With Izuku saying, "Yes, sir." With Liu Kang, "You don't have to call me, but you don't have to be too polite. Just call me Liu Kang." With Izuku saying, "Yes, Liu Kang, sir." With Liu Kang kind of chuckling, saying, are we late?" With Scorpion saying, "No, the exam is about to start. You just came right on time." Then Izuku was about to start, and everyone kind of hoping that Izuku passes. With then Izuku doing a little test from the underworld, but something happened. Some of the underworld demons or beasts started attacking to Izuku. With Izuku kind of just trying to fight them off, and Liu Kang and everyone, because they thought it was cleared, the area. With then pretty much one of the demons pushing Izuku near the fireplace, Izuku just unconsciously grabbing something, and then throws it. And instantly, the fire starts turning green, and it starts burning the demons. With pretty much everyone confused of what happened, pretty much Scorpion looks at Izuku saying, "You already mastered the fire that quickly. You are very intriguing, young Izuku." With Izuku saying, "How do I shut it off?" With Scorpion saying, "Just calm down and breathe. Just let the fire become one with you." With Izuku saying, pretty much calming down and breathing, just constant breathing in and out, them seeing that the fire is turning into like little smaller fire surrounding Izuku, almost like a fire tornado, and then pretty much disappears instantly. With Izuku saying, "Did I pass?" With Scorpion saying, "With flying colors." It is intriguing that how can you master things so quickly? Does anyone in your family have any fire abilities or quirks or anything, if you might be asking? With Izuku, remember thinking, "Oh yeah, my dad, he can breathe fire." With Scorpion saying, I see. So you are actually, so you were able to master fire much more quicker, because your father is related, has a fire-based quirk, and also your DNA has somewhat of a how do you say I had the word, but like pretty much since it's like Izuku's father is like fire-based fire user, pretty much since anyone who has like a relative, like someone like that's a father, pretty much like like an ancestor or anyone that has like a fire-based quirk or user, they are able to master fire much more quicker. But for some reason, Izuku doesn't know that his family lineage is kind of special, let's say. So pretty much we go back to Izuku and saying, "I don't know what's happening," and pretty much they just decided to leave, and then pretty much Izuku for some reason was only able to use the fire now. He says, "I can't summon my ice. Weird." And he tries to summon his ice. Well, he is able to, but it's difficult to like be able to keep both at the same time. So he's trying, but what he does is like kind of does does a puff, just smoke, nothing. With Izuku saying, "What's happening? What's Scorpion saying? I don't know. Since you're the first person to be able to use Hell Flames and also use Ice, I'm guessing it's having they're counteracting each other, not a proper balance." With looking saying, if it's balanced, if he needs, I think I can help. With Izuku saying, are you sure? I don't want to trouble you with this. I can probably master it myself if I have the proper steps, but you shouldn't waste your time with me. You're the champion. You should be preparing for the next Mortal Kombat or something. With looking saying, that's very kind of you, young Izuku. But I think I should train you on inner peace and inner balance. Is that fine with you, Scorpion? With Scorpion saying, yeah, it's fine. Getting balanced on both fire and ice. That would be a completely incredible combination. So, I would say yes, you should. Besides, there's something that both me and Sub-Zero were actually trying to give you something, but it wasn't complete for Sub-Zero. So pretty much, Scorpion reached on his back pocket, and there's 2 medallions. With Izuku saying, "What's this for?" With Scorpion saying, "You have passed for both tests, but you're not in the advanced class for me. This is a little bit of a token for now. Once you're finished with your training for Liu Kang, you will be training for everything else. And also, there's a bit of an extra gift in your room." With Izuku saying, "Okay, I'll go get my stuff and get ready to go." With Liu Kang saying, "I shall wait. You can go ahead." With Izuku running off and is excited to be trained by Liu Kang, and he thinks that he's being trained by two amazing masters, but didn't think that he would have the chance to be trained by a champion himself. With Izuku just going to get his stuff, he sees a bit of a gift. It's a gift, a wrapped box with gift wrap, and pretty much Izuku opens it, and he sees that there's Hashira wear, kind of like what Scorpion's wearing, kind of like that, but not completely. It's mostly like the gloves, the masks, and the hoodie, let's say, because Izuku doesn't have a hoodie, and pretty much doesn't have there's like the gloves and stuff, and for the gloves there's like these weird little holes on them. It's like you can put something in it, and Izuku remembers the medallions that was given to him by Scorpion and from Sub-Zero. So he decides to put both of them on. On the left is the one that has the Lin Kuei, and on the right is the one that has the Hashira symbol. And then pretty much Izuku just thinks it looks pretty nice. And it looks yellow, and he decides to make it, maybe sometime later he can just change the color to something else, but still pay it homage to both Scorpion and Sub-Zero, and maybe later on down the line for Liu Kang. And then pretty much there's something else, but he dropped it, and it was it looked like like the little kunai that I don't know what it's called, but like when Scorpion says "get over here" in the game, it's kind of like that. He's giving Izuku 2 of them, pretty much, and Izuku says, "Wait, why do I have these? Maybe he accidentally gave me this. I'll give it back to him when I put my stuff back." So pretty much Izuku puts his stuff in a bag and stuff like that, and pretty much Scorpion. Izuku goes to Liu Kang and Raiden. Izuku sees Scorpion saying, "Master Scorpion," with Scorpion turning back and saying, "Yes, young Izuku." With Izuku saying, I think you accidentally put these in my gift bag, my gift. With Scorpion saying, no, I did not. With Izuku saying, are you sure? With Scorpion saying, yes, you deserve them. But don't worry, you shall learn. You shall learn a bit. Luke, if I remember, Luke used one of the last time he visited. Am I right? Let's just say Liu Kang did actually learn how to use them. With Liu Kang saying, yes, I have. And it was quite tricky. I actually give you a lot of respect for learning from your mastery in that. With pretty much Scorpion saying, thank you very much, Liu Kang. I appreciate it. Now, it's time to see you go. We shall see next time. And don't worry. Oh, and by the way, Izuku, before you leave, I have a gift. I have a bit of a letter from Sub-Zero. I haven't opened it yet because he just gave it to me when I last visited, which was 2 weeks ago. And I don't know what it is, but he told me that you'll know once you read it. With Izuku saying, okay, thank you, Master Scorpion. With Izuku going to Liu Kang, and Liu Kang says, "Are you ready?" But Izuku says, "Yes, Master. Yes, Sensei." With Liu Kang saying, "May you, Lord Raiden, please?" With Raiden says, "Yes, I shall." Pretty much teleporting them to the, if I remember, the White Lotus Temple. With Izuku kind of moving around saying, I feel dizzy. With pretty much Liu Kang kind of laughing at this thing. Don't worry, it'll get off. You'll get used to it. But right now, let's start your training. I'll ask someone to put your bag somewhere else, to a room, and he shall guide you there. Don't worry. With Izuku saying, so how do I start my training? With Liu Kang saying, okay, show me your fire first. With Izuku showing his fire, saying, last time when we were in the underworld, pretty much Liu Kang thinking, saying, since we were in the underworld, he was surprisingly able to learn how to use the fire very quickly. So how will he be able to balance it without destroying the ice? With pretty much Liu Kang saying, can you summon the ice again? With Izuku summoning ice and fire at the same time, but it's pretty much it. Once Izuku summons both, it just pretty much turns to smoke again. With Liu Kang saying, that might be a bit difficult. Maybe it's just that you're using too much of one and just maybe using less of the other. Maybe try to meet them in the middle, if you know what I'm trying to say. With Izuku kind of confusing. I don't know what you mean, actually. Sorry. With Liu Kang actually saying, it's fine. So, pretty much, and Liu Kang tells Izuku, maybe you should meditate to find and think of what you can do. Because people find their inner peace and their balance in different ways. So maybe you should teach yourself too. But don't worry, I shall teach you how to use your fire. With Liu Kang making a bit of a fireball, and also kind of making his fist turn into a fire. Well, surrounded by fire. Izuku completely shocked him. Whoa, how are you doing that? With Liu Kang saying, lots of practice. And don't worry, you shall get here one day. And besides, instead of just training you with mentally and spiritually, I was thinking of maybe also training you with arms and also with pretty much weapons. And also using your fists too, because it's good to learn how to use weapons and your fists. With Izuku saying, oh, yes, sir. So we skip so how old is Izuku now? So pretty much wait. And 2 years pass, let's say. There's gonna be a lot of time skips for this part 2, okay? So, Oh, and also I forgot to switch it to Liu Kang, since Liu Kang is now going to be the master. So pretty much, Izuku is, like, throughout these 2 years, Izuku is getting the hang of using both fire and ice. Sometimes he has to use one or the other, but at first he had to use one or the other. It, has to be separately. But then Izuku started merging them, in a way, if you know what I'm trying to say here. So, Izuku can use fire, he can use ice as weapons, and then he can cover the ice with his green flames. You know what I mean? So it can be do more extra damage and stuff. With pretty much Izuku, and also not just Izuku using his ice to create weapons. He actually uses actual weapons like nunchucks, staff, stuff like that. And Izuku, seeing how efficient Liu Kang is with nunchucks, Izuku got pretty much beaten up a lot by Liu Kang, let's say. But Liu Kang is pretty much saying, you are a very good fighter, young Izuku. With Izuku saying, yeah, but what do you think? But I'm not as good as you, nor Scorpion, nor Sub-Zero. Ow. Pretty much Izuku just getting back up. With Liu Kang saying, yes, but you have the spirit of a fighter, a warrior. With Izuku saying, what do you mean? With Liu Kang saying, each time you fight, and you keep falling, you always get back up as fast as you can. You don't give up. That's a spirit of a warrior. I respect that. With Izuku saying, thanks, but are we still gonna keep fighting or break? With Liu Kang saying pretty much, sorry, we won't have breaks for now, but we have to keep training you. You have to learn how to use other actual weapons instead of just your ice and fire. You have to learn how to trust yourself with actual weapons, because what if your ice and fire fail you? Just in case, you have a backup. With Izuku saying, yeah, that's true. With Izuku standing up and also getting his staff back, and they start fighting. And again, Izuku pretty much gets destroyed by Liu Kang. And the next day we go to Izuku meditating the next day, just meditating. And then something happens within Izuku. It's like a yin-yang effect, kind of, where both fire and ice actually start what was the word again? But pretty much they don't make each other for example, ice doesn't stop the fire, and the fire doesn't melt the ice or stuff like that. It's able to finally be in balance each other out. They aren't melting each other or doing anything. It's like they don't harm each other anymore. You know what I'm trying to say? I'm sorry if I'm not being too good with the description here. It's just this is the best that I can do, and I'm sorry that I'm really bad at it. So pretty much, Izuku actually it's like Izuku sees within him a fire. Not like a fire like the elements of fire and his ice, stuff like that. It's like he sees something that it's like he doesn't know what it is. It's like he can grab it, but yet he can't. And then that's when he wakes up and he feels like something about to attack. Instantly, he grabs it, and then he was about to pretty much knee the person, but then it turns out to be Scorpion, saying, he taught you well, didn't he? With Izuku saying, Master Scorpion, what are you doing here? With someone else coming in from the shadow saying, you mean, what are we doing here? With Izuku looking left around saying, Master Scorpion, Master Sub-Zero, sorry for my rudeness, but why are you here? with both of them, with Liu Kang. Sorry, not Liu Kang. Yeah, actually, yeah. Liu Kang pretty much appearing out of nowhere says, "They are here to see you pass, to see if you have succeeded on what you were looking for." And also finding that balance. With Izuku saying, yes, I actually have. I was able to find my inner peace and find out how to balance both of these abilities, but I know both of them, all three of them say in unison, "But what?" Izuku says, "I found this weird type of, it may sound ironic, but there was a type of flame, not the flame of the Hashira, nor was it cold. It was something." With looking saying, so that's your full potential. With Izuku saying, "What do you mean?" With looking saying, "Each one of us has a sort of potential or emotion that drives us in a way, if you know what I mean. But your potential shows a flame, which is pretty much determination." And also, if it sounds like I'm making it up, I am completely, just letting you know. So pretty much, yeah. But we continue. So Liu Kang saying, "Your potential drives you. Were you able to? Were you able to grab it?" With Izuku saying, "No, the flame, no. It's like I was, but not yet there. You understand?" With Liu Kang saying, yes. Everything goes through time. Everything within time. You'll get there, Izuku. You'll get there. Pretty much. And then pretty much, we go to the little training ground. Izuku and there was a random monk. They were gonna pass. Pretty much, this is like the passing way. Like, you have to do a bit of a fight. Whoever loses has to restart from the beginning. Well, yeah, pretty much. And they have to choose which. It's like not like sharp weapons or anything, not like knives or anything. Mostly like nunchuck, staff, and pretty much that's it. It's one of the two, with the monk pretty much choosing the monkey staff, if I remember that what it's called, and pretty much Izuku going for the nunchucks, and it felt weird because it felt like the nunchucks felt like really light, but not light kind of because they are made of light material. It's just like felt like he was meant for using this. For then Izuku and the monk fight. Izuku then pretty much the fight starts and everyone is just seeing the fight. There's not like no too much hits, no brutal anything, just a regular fight. And then the monk takes out the staff. He was gonna hit Izuku, with Izuku using the nunchucks as a bit of a protect way to parry the staff away. And they keep fighting and fighting, with accidentally Izuku using his fire like around the nunchucks. And everyone sees this, and they are surprised with, let's say the monk has like a different ability. He can just use light. It's mostly, and Izuku uses the fire, and it kind of becomes a bit of a fireball each time Izuku use the nunchucks to hit the air and stuff like that. And the monk was able to dodge all of them, with instantly Izuku also switching the fire, not just the fire actually, and no, not switching the fire. He was able to use one of the other side of the nunchuck, and it turned into ice. Everyone was surprised that Izuku was able to use both of them. And the monk was a bit cocky because he knew that Izuku wasn't able to control his ice completely, but after yesterday, Izuku was actually able to master it and find inner balance towards them. And Izuku just looked straight, not flinching, because the monk was headed straight towards him with being a complete being a bit cocky. With pretty much Izuku just using the ice, hitting the ground with not like freezing the monk, pretty much making it like a slippery slope a bit, and the monk kind of slips. Well, not slips all fully on the ground, but slips, and Izuku kind of used this like window of opportunity to hit the monk with the nunchucks. He does, and the monk was kind of pushed to the ground there, and Izuku just wins, and he passes, with the monk saying, "I've gone too cocky. I should have seen something else. I should have been more. I should have put my guard up. I gotten cocky." With Izuku saying, "It's okay. You learn from your mistakes. We grow because of accidents like this, we can grow and become better." With Izuku putting out a hand to help the monk up, and the monk taking the head saying, "Thank you, young Izuku, and thank you for teaching me a lesson to not be too arrogant or cocky. Thank you for this lesson." With the monk bowing and Izuku also bowing for respect, both of them like that, with Sub-Zero, Scorpion, and Liu Kang saying, "Good job, Izuku. Congratulations." With Liu Kang giving him a medallion showing that he actually passed. And also, don't worry, the hook, Izuku learned how to use the little hooks, like what Scorpion uses. But he doesn't use them until they're like the very last thing he can do. Like it's a last choice. He can use it as a defense or like offense, you know? And he was able to figure out a way to manipulate those two. Pretty much like I'm just gonna call it grappling hooks. I don't know what else to call them. So if you guys know what they're called, please put them in the comments. I would really love and appreciate it. Thank you. And so we continue now with Liu Kang, with Izuku just sitting in his favorite place of the temple, with Liu Kang, Scorpion, and Sub-Zero sitting next to him, just enjoying the view. With Liu Kang saying, "So, what do you want to do now, since you completed everything?" With Izuku saying, "Things haven't changed. I want to be a hero. But to do that, I need to go back home." With Liu Kang saying, "Yes, I remember Scorpion and Sub-Zero telling me that you wanted to be a hero, like this All Might, if I remembered that's his name." With Izuku saying, "Yeah, but I think I found my new heroes now." With Liu Kang saying, "Who?" With Izuku just looking around saying, "You three. You told me that I can be a hero, but it would be excruciating pain and a lot of training for my body. You didn't lie to me. You told me the truth, that if I don't try, I won't succeed in it. And even if I can have the power, I would have to train my body for it. There's always a cost for everything. Nothing is completely free in this world. But that doesn't mean I should be afraid of it." With Liu Kang saying, "Well said." And also, there was a little surprise that Sub-Zero actually had, like, right after you were about to leave, before you were about to leave, with Sub-Zero saying, "Yes, I do, young Izuku." With Izuku saying, "What is it?" With Sub-Zero saying, "Your father is now awake and healed, enough to walk and talk. But he may not remember you because years have passed." Izuku saying, "So he may not remember me." With Sub-Zero saying, "Well, not the case that he has amnesia, but mostly because you have grown, and he thinks that you are still the 4-year-old that he remembers." With Izuku saying, "Oh, so he won't know that I'm already 12 years old, huh?" Izuku looking down and kind of sad saying, Liu Kang saying, "It's fine. Even though I don't have a father myself, you should go see him." With Izuku saying, Yeah, I do. It's just that I'm kind of... Scorpion saying, scared. Izuku saying, yeah, because I haven't talked to him in a while. He doesn't know how I look like now. It's terrifying. With pretty much Sub-Zero saying, it's fine. We'll be there behind you to say what happened throughout these years. He may not believe it, but you'll have to show it. Understand, young man? With Izuku saying, yes, sir. Scorpion saying, are you ready to go? With Izuku saying, yeah. And also there's this little thing, if you guys know like the little clone, ice clone, that Sub-Zero does in the game, I was thinking of maybe making it to like like almost like teleporting in a way. And pretty much was Izuku able to do like also the tornado, like the fire tornado to transport and stuff like that? That's for like multiple people in a way. The fire tornado is for like multiple people to be transported, and the ice is for mostly him to transport. He can use it as a transportation for defense and offense, stuff like that. So Izuku pretty much teleports back, with Scorpion being surprised saying, when did he learn that? Scorpion and Sub-Zero saying, after he left. But he was able to transport it by accident once and use it as transportation, with Liu Kang saying, now that's a pretty creative way of using that. With Sub-Zero saying, yes, it is. Even till today, I actually use it now. You don't know how much it saves so much time. It does. Pretty much, they all go back with Izuku. Then Izuku, kind of scared, walking into where the infirmary is for the sick. He sees him hiding behind the door. He sees his dad waking up, being scared, terrified, saying, where's my son? Where's Izuku? Do you know where he is? Please tell me. With pretty much the doctors and nurses are telling him to calm down. He'll be fine. Just wait a bit, please. With Hisashi saying, I can't wait. Where is he? Tell me where my son is now. Pretty much, then Sub-Zero comes in saying, I understand you want to meet your son, but you have to understand there's information we need to tell you before you know. With Hisashi saying, what type of information? Tell me, is it about my son? With Sub-Zero saying, yes and no. Hisashi being confusing, what do you mean? With Sub-Zero saying, do you know what year and time it is and day? And Hisashi saying, no. What year? What time is it? Isn't it like this year? Just saying this year. I'm saying it this year because he thinks it's just a random year. And then Sub-Zero saying, no. You have been asleep there for about wait, let me just think of how many years it was again. And pretty much the amount of years you've been asleep, you've been in a coma for, was 8 years. Hisashi is shocked, his eyes wide open, saying, what? I've been in a coma for 8 years? Does that mean Izuku is... And Sub-Zero says, 12 years old, yes. And your son is waiting for you. It's just that he's kind of scared that what you will see is something that you wish you hadn't. He is terrified of what you might think of him. With Hisashi saying, I don't care how he looks like now. I want to see my son. With Sub-Zero saying, as you wish. And he yells out, young Izuku, you may come in. Then Hisashi looks at the door. Izuku walks in saying, just kind of scared and nervous. He just walks forward saying, and in front of Hisashi saying, hey dad. Izuku kind of nervous and says, nice, did you take a nice nap? Izuku pretty much chuckles at the fact that his dad has been asleep for 8 years, mostly in a coma for 8 years. It's been tough, and Hisashi looks at his son. It's like he rubs his eyes, thinking, and he says, "Am I dreaming?" With Sub-Zero saying, "No, this is very much reality. Your son, this is your son Izuku. He felt. Let me tell you what he's been doing through the past 8 years. Pretty much, he tells them the story of Izuku training with three masters: Scorpion himself, Scorpion, uh, Liu Kang, and himself, Sub-Zero. With pretty much Hisashi is angry at first of why he would want to train on dangerous things, but Izuku tells him that he reassures him that he trains him because he wanted to train himself because he didn't want to be weak. He wanted to protect not just himself and other people. He wanted to protect people he cared about, people that were close to him. He didn't want to feel that sensation, that feeling of hopelessness and weakness. Even though he still things for the things that happen, he still sometimes wishes that he can do something else. With Hisashi kind of just pretty much putting his hand on Izuku's cheek, saying, "I am very proud of you." With Hisashi starting to tear up, saying, "You grew up into a man that's even better than me. And you went through things that I couldn't have done in your age. And you pulled through it. I am very proud of you because you were determined to become someone even greater than anyone I have ever known." And Hisashi starts crying, saying that, "You don't know how proud I am, son." And he looks at Scorpion, Liu Kang, and Sub-Zero, saying, "Thank you all three for taking care of my son while I was not here. Thank you." And pretty much hugged Izuku. And Izuku started crying. Both of them pretty much started crying, being happy that they were both okay. With pretty much Hisashi being sad that he wasn't able to see of how, like, the journey that Izuku went through, the hardship, and blood and sweat and tears that Izuku went through to get these abilities, to be this strong, and how mentally strong and spiritually Izuku has become. And pretty much the only thing that Hisashi can see is his son. The kid that just says, "Let's go play outside, Dad, come on. Dad, come on, stop being lazy." And just all the memories of Izuku being a kid. And now he just sees a man in front of him. A man that shows that with enough determination, you can do pretty much anything you strive to be. And Hisashi's proud of his son, that he didn't let anything put him down, even him. Hisashi tried to get up from the bed, but kind of wasn't able to walk, saying, "Ah, crap," pretty much falling down face first. And Izuku saying, "Dad, are you okay?" With Hisashi kind of looking at, pretty much turning his face to the side, saying, "Yeah, I am. Just that my legs are a little bit numb." With Sub-Zero saying, "Maybe because you were there for 8 years." Hisashi saying, "Yeah, probably. How long will it take for me to get my legs to work again?" With Sub-Zero saying, "Maybe a year or so." And Hisashi actually asked Izuku to help him up. Izuku happily did. And Hisashi asked something for pretty much all three of them, saying, "So, I understand that all of you took care of my son and my steed, but I understand something else." Pretty much saying, "Go ahead. We may answer the question, but depending on what it is." With Hisashi saying, "How the hell are me and Izuku gonna go back home?" Pretty much Liu Kang saying, that's a simple question to solve." And pretty much says, well, pretty much Izuku was able to figure out a way to, you can say, teleport. Well, that's the best way I can actually describe it. With pretty much, Hisashi saying, wait, what? And pretty much, Sub-Zero and Scorpion say, your son is a protege. And he's a very quick learner, too, which is a very good talent to have. He thinks things through very quickly. He makes quick decisions and tries to make the best plan with the resources he has. He is a very gifted young man, and you should be proud. With Hisashi hearing from pretty much all these compliments headed towards his son, he looks at Izuku and just smiles and says, I've already been proud of him from the very first day. Pretty much, and let's say through like these 8 months, Hisashi pretty much determined to walk again. Like the amount of fiery determination from hearing all the stories of what his son did, and all the hard training his son went through, and he never once decided to give up. Not ever. Not even the thought crossed his mind. And pretty much, just hearing that, Hisashi says, and just thinking, since my son was able to do all that, this should be a breeze. And Hisashi keeps falling and just saying, I can't give up. I need to keep going for Izuku. Since he went through so much, even though I wasn't there for him then, I should be able to be next to him now. The amount of determination for him to just stand up, keep going, getting up, no matter how many times he falls. He keeps going to be next to Izuku, to support him. And pretty much throughout those 8 months, Hisashi was able to walk. Not completely, like, standing up straight and stuff. He did need help with a bit of a pull. Pretty much, like he needed a bit of help to be able to walk completely, but he was still able to walk. And then Izuku is kind of nervous, with Hisashi saying, you're nervous too. What are you nervous for, Izuku? With Izuku saying, I'm nervous because what if mom reacts to a bad way? With Hisashi saying, nah, not really. The only thing that I would think of the way she would react was she's crying and saying, oh, Izuku, my baby, where have you been? Are you okay? Have you been eating well? How are you? And pretty much Izuku kind of being embarrassing. Yeah, probably. With Hisashi saying, why don't we show her your senseis also? With Izuku saying, probably not. With Hisashi saying, why not? Izuku saying, well, you took it better than I thought you would, but you know how mom can be. Hisashi just thinking and seeing her getting a bit angry and pretty much yelling at all 3 of them, and Hisashi saying, you're probably right. But still, I owe them my life. Thank you. But if any of you 3 want to visit, please just call me. I'll be just 1 call away. You'll be just 1 call away. Got it? All of them just says yes. And pretty much Hisashi just bows and says, thank you very much for this opportunity. I don't know what would have happened if I would have died and me and my son. Thanks to you, we have a second chance at life, and we won't waste it. Thank you. With Izuku saying, are you ready, Dad? With Izuku saying, yup, let's go. And pretty much Izuku says, you may want to hang on for this. With Hisashi saying, why? Izuku saying, you might get a bit dizzy from it. With Hisashi saying, just a bit dizziness. And then instantly Izuku and Hisashi get teleported with the fire. Instantly, they appear in front of Izuku's house. And Hisashi just feeling a bit dizzy. I think you're right. I feel like my guts are upside down. Or something. And Hisashi was about to vomit, saying, and just swallows the vomit back down, saying, "Nope, this is nothing. This is nothing." So, hey, Hisashi trying to show Izuku, saying, like, he is not easily able to be dizzy. And pretty much just shakes his head, saying, okay, now I'm back. With Hisashi looking at the house, saying, how long has it been since we were able to see this? Izuku saying, 8 years for me. For you, it felt like almost like an 8 days or 8 hours. With Hisashi saying, yeah, it felt like 8 hours, really. Time really flies by. Izuku saying, yeah, it does. And also, I forgot to tell you, Izuku does have his bag with all the stuff that he has, and his pretty much what his future hero costume will be. And then Izuku, with Hisashi knocking at the door, with someone just going up to it saying, yes, I'm coming, don't worry, just wait. And then they hear a door opening, with Izuku and Hisashi instantly feeling like nervous instantly. Instantly, they open to Inko saying, pretty much turning behind her, and then says, yes, do you need anything? Instantly, she stops and looks, and she sees both Hisashi and her son Izuku. She rubs her eyes, saying, am I dead? Did I die? And am I in heaven? Inko starts crying, saying, am I insane, maybe? Did I turn insane? Have I truly gone insane now? Am I seeing my son and husband that were dead for 8 years? Izuku saying, just walking up saying, hi mom, and it's me. I'm home. Instantly hugging Inko, and Inko trying to process that it's actually Izuku. And then when she processes it, she just hugs him, and just so tightly saying, it's you. You're really alive. It's really you. And then she looks at Hisashi saying, is it really you too? With Hisashi just saying, honey, we're home. And just hugging. And pretty much Hisashi, Izuku, and Inko start crying. Just because they're fine. Inko because she thought that they were dead, and there was a pretty much, let's say in the news it showed that there was a plane crash and pretty much there was no survivors, and it showed all the pictures of the people that died, and pretty much Inko thought that Izuku and Inko that Hisashi died, but she kept denying it throughout these, let's say, 7 years. And in the last year, she just accepted that Izuku and Hisashi were gone. So she just tried to just work and live, but nothing felt the same. And then pretty much she sees when she saw Izuku and Hisashi in her front door, she felt like she may have died or become truly insane on imagining seeing her dead son and husband. But when she was pretty much told that, well, not mostly like gave them a reality check that this is real life, that they're both alive somehow. Inko just kind of happy that they're there, and of course tells them to get in and they just try to catch up of what they've been doing with. But Izuku kind of makes up a story to say that Izuku hasn't been training, but he's been trying to, that they were in a village saved by a village chief, which is mostly Sub-Zero, but they were saved by a village chief, and they were being healed there. And Izuku was also living there for a bit because he was worried about his dad. And it took 8 years for Hisashi to actually wake up from a coma. With Inko saying, "So you've been in a coma for 8 years?" With Hisashi saying, "Yep." And I feel sad that I missed all this kid's birthdays. Sadly, I wasn't able to go with him. But the things that he's done for the village, he would be proud of our son. And the special guests too. They saw a lot of potential in her son being a hero, even without a quirk. You wouldn't believe how powerful they are and the amount of potential they see in him. You would be proud. With that, I'm leaving it to a happy note. To wherever you guys are, wherever you, if it's night, day, wherever you are, take care of yourselves. See ya, night, or goodbye.